Hey guys, Professor Bell, Comic Book University, and Avengers No Road Home, issue number 5. Is this not one of the most beautiful covers you've ever seen? Just like, look, if you had to look up in a dictionary the word badass, this is the image you would see. If they had enough cojones to actually put the word badass in the dictionary. I'm just saying, you know what? Somebody wiki that up and fix it, because, yeah, there's a great injustice in the world that this isn't the epitome of badass. All right, let's get started on who made this book. We're going to get right into the book itself. Writers, Jim Zub, Mark Waid, and Al Ewing. Artist, Sean Isaacs. Color artist, Marcio Menez and Eric Arcianega. VC's Corey Petit on letters. This cover, this badass cover, Yasmin Putri. Thank you. Thank you very much. Phil Noto does the variant cover, graphic design, Carlos Lau, and the Nick's Family Designs by Joshua James Shaw. All right. And, of course, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby created the mother effing Avengers. So we get Nick's versus everybody else. And Scarlet Witch points out that the greatest power that a magician has, the greatest tool at his or her disposal, is indeed the obfuscation, the misdirection. So she says, go after the kids, forget about her. That's an oddly strange plan, but it worked. It worked. Every time you're playing a video game, or if you're playing Dungeons & Dragons Actual or some kind of role-playing game, you know, it's the little guys that are always the distraction while the main guy is going after the big thing. So, you know, you try and divert one or two of the player characters, if possible, to go after the main person in order to stall that person from creating, you know, summoning freaking Tiamat or whatever, all right? It's the little guys, they're the nuance. Anyway, they go after the little guys, and sure enough, it works. That was pretty interesting. Hulk. Everybody's wondering, what kind of badass scene did Hulk have in this? Hulk kills one of the kids. The way that it happens, oh man. I'm just saying, if you're looking for a pseudo-sexual release, that's the way to do it. Because I was in awe. I just sat back like, oh. Oh, I felt like Paul Bearer for The Undertaker. Oh, yes. It was very satisfying. I don't smoke, but I almost did. So, Wanda has a really good idea also for Captain excuse me, she's Spectrum now, Monica Rambeau. She mentions to her, listen, I'm blind, I can't cast certain sigils. So if you were to be able to transform yourself into neural electricity. So basically it's just electricity, but at the specific frequency and the strength that, so therefore the amplitude that functions in a human brain. That is downright impressive. Also, there's a reference back to the time when Monica Rambeau went against Shumagorath, which is pretty interesting, since Shumagorath was actually created in order to be a further extension of Conan, when Marvel had Conan, because the origins of the 616 Marvel Universe are actually rooted firmly in the Hyborian and pre-Cataclysm days, the pre-sinking of Atlantis days. So all of that is crucially tied to the way that the Earth 616 universe was set up in the first place. Funny that should happen, because, listen, here's the spoiler, if you can even consider it a spoiler, when they announced this, right when they were announcing the No Road Home title. I'm going to show you the last page of this comic book. You don't want the spoiler. Your time is up. This Cimarron has strength enough for both of us. Well, I don't think that my legs have strength enough together to keep myself standing, because I swooned and I almost fainted while reading this comic book. This is the cover. It's the epitome of badass. The comic itself, the epitome of gorgeous. Dude, every single person involved in this comic book deserves a raise. All right, the raise that my body's not going to get because my knees gave out as I'm sitting here reading this comic book. That's not that much of an exaggeration. This is a freaking awesome moment. I knew that Conan was showing up. I knew it. I think all of us knew it, because they pre-solicited the hell out of issue 6, Conan's on the cover, Conan's going to show up. Well, the way that they actually did it, because I was a little skeptical of that. I was a little skeptical. This was before Conan the Barbarian issue number 1 from volume 2 showed up in the past, what, 3 months? 2 months. 2 months. Within the past 2 months, that's when Conan the Barbarian issue 1 showed up, and I'm just like, psh, they're already advertising that he's going to join the Avengers. I'm just like, dude, this is not cool. I'm not interested in this. I think that this is going to be silly. I mean, hopefully they make it work. It could be cool, maybe. I mean, you got 3 of the best freaking writers on it, but they might have overstepped their bounds in this one. Nope. And then, of course, you're going to get a letter on the back directly from Jim Zub to me. No, actually, it's to us, but it's to me. He gives us this letter about the first work he did, the first time he worked on Conan, somewhat related, the first time he worked on actually writing Conan with Miss Gail Simone. A little bit of backstory, and I like it when you get a little backstory from the writers, you know? It's that insight where you can actually see what their influences are, and therefore what we may see in the future when they're going to be writing something, what they may be writing, what the twist is that they may be putting on it. So, that being the case, this was a very, very important letter. I now fully support what they are doing with Conan, not just because of that letter, but because of where they showed what they're going to be doing on this. I am seriously looking forward to the next issue. It might be my most anticipated issue for the following week because, wow. Guys, do I need to say it? Get the damn comic book. Go back, dude. Issue 1. This is issue 5. Just 1 month ago, a little more than a month ago, whatever, issue 1 came out. They can't be that expensive. What do you think? I'm going to wait for the trade paperback? Don't. Don't wait for the trade. Go out and grab this if you haven't already. Fantastic story. You're going to... You might go weak in the knees. All right, guys. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.